Alright, so today we're going to be breaking down jakeryan.closes $120,000 per month sales funnel. I'm not going to try to sound smart here by using any kind of fancy words or anything like that. I'm just going to give you the exact value you came to this video for, which is to know exactly how he gets traffic, nurtures that traffic, and then converts that traffic into paying customers. So without any further ado, I don't want to waste any of your time, so let's just get straight into the funnel breakdown. Now, first of all, we're going to start off with breaking down his TikTok at 27.5 thousand followers. He's pretty new to TikTok, and he's pretty small on TikTok in general because he's not getting many views. They hover around 1 to 5,000 views, and every once in a while a video of his will go absolutely crazy, getting over 100,000 views or even over 1 million or 3 million views. For the pinned videos, he has a webinar explanation, so a webinar promotion, so he can promote his webinar on 29th August. He also has a video that has a wow factor, like how did he make $120,000 last month, and the fact that he's telling his dad about it is also a little bit of a reaction, which is going to be even more compelling to watch. And then lastly, there's going to be, of course, a video that is going to be explaining exactly what his business model is, which is literally just remote closing. He just made it sound as easy as physically possible within this video so that you're introduced to this business model and you're actually interested in it. But anyways, moving on to the big brother of the TikTok, which is the Instagram. Now, Instagram is Jake's biggest social media at 116,000 followers. Jake Ryan, high ticket sales, learn how to land a $5,000 to $8,000 OTE offer and training. And then this is actually just a deep link. So if you guys don't know what deep link is, a deep link is basically a link that is going to bypass Instagram's weird feature where they take you to their own proprietary Insta browser. And instead, it's just going to go ahead and breach that and let you actually go straight to the web page you're hooking them to. So in this case, for Jake Ryan, it would actually be YouTube that he's trying to link people to, and it's a specific YouTube video here. And I'm actually going to get into that in a quick second. For the actual story highlights, you'll see results 2, results August 29th, YT, life, and Twitter. Life is a little bit of lifestyle content, a little bit of social proof that I know what I'm doing. I've actually been successful with this business model. That's how I can afford such an expensive life. YT is literally just promotion for his YouTube channel so that people can be funneled from his Instagram into his YouTube. August 29th is promotion for the webinar that he was doing on August 29th. That's actually passed at the time of filming this video, so I'm pretty sure he's probably going to delete this, or maybe he keeps this as a little bit of an archive for his later webinars. And then of course results and results 2, these are just a ton of client results, client testimonials, everything like that, screenshots, video testimonials, text testimonials, basically just building a ton of social proof and also getting people to trust him much more. Now, moving into the actual content, he has different pinned videos on the Instagram, but he still of course has the webinar being promoted on the Instagram at 134,000 views. And you'll right away notice that on the Instagram, the videos are getting much more average views than on the actual TikTok. For example, they're the exact same videos right here. Same video was reposted and it got about 8 times the views that it got on TikTok on the Instagram. And that's simply because the way that TikTok's algorithm works is that it's an extremely unforgiving algorithm where if somebody does not absolutely love your content, they're not going to push it to more people. It works kind of like an upside down pyramid like this, and they're going to keep on testing you on different phases of the pyramid. So the first phase would be your most closest following, the closest people that actually have been following you for a long time. Then you're going to level up to the next level once these people like your videos, and you're going to keep leveling up and up and up the segments up until you hit billions and billions of views. And the algorithm is extremely unforgiving on TikTok, especially at these lower segments. Like, it is going to tank your content right away if even one of your close followers does not like it, right? That's how intense the quality checking for TikTok's algorithm actually is. But Instagram is way more lenient, and it will always show your content to a lot of your fans and a lot of your followers. As you can see, the more followers you have, the more average views you'll have in general on Instagram. And so every single video, no matter what the quality is, as long as it's on par with everything else that you post on your channel, it is always going to get enough views to actually be a success. So it's always going to get around 8 to 10 to 20,000 views on his channel. And every once in a while, obviously, on his page, he's going to get a really viral video getting over 300,000, 200,000. But the big issue with Instagram is that its virality potential is way lower than TikTok. So for example, if TikTok's virality potential is up here, then Instagram's would be more like right here, so it'd be very low. But still, obviously, with its nature of being a short form platform, Instagram is very good for getting cold leads into the funnel, but it's not nearly as good as TikTok is at that specific job. But where Instagram really shines is within conversions, as well as a little bit of nurturing on the side with the touch points. I'll get into nurturing in a quick second and I'll explain that in full detail. Moving to the actual pin videos on the Instagram, as I said before, he's going ahead and promoting the webinar. Second pinned video is going to be going ahead and explaining how exactly he can help people to get placed on an offer within high ticket sales. And then obviously he's explaining what the hell high ticket sales actually is, so people know what his business model is. And so the confused prospect does not buy. And so if they don't even know what your business model is, how are they even supposed to buy your course or your mentorship from you? You'll again see the same exact talking head style videos across the entire Instagram. These are just reposts off of the TikTok, and he kind of tests his content on the TikTok and then repost them onto the Instagram with the exact same captions, everything like that. It's literally the same exact method that Shelby Sapp, Samuel Millsap, and all these big dogs use, except they are way more strict on which videos they upload from the TikTok into the Instagram, which is a way better idea. So they first test a video on the TikTok. If it does remotely well, like maybe 5k views instead of 1k, they will then repost it on the Instagram. But if they do not get over 1,000 views, for example, or over 3,000 views, whatever arbitrary number they've chosen, then they're not going to repost that video on the Instagram. And so the Instagram audience gets nurtured with the best content possible, resulting in their personal brand getting way stronger on Instagram, because they know that the TikTok will not build their personal brand at all, and it won't have any effect on how their followers think of them, because almost none of their followers are going to see that flop video. Now obviously I've been talking about nurturing quite a bit, and the goat of nurturing, the absolute best platform for nurturing, is actually the YouTube, which we're going to go ahead and get into next, because it's a very long form type of platform. As you can see, it gets 50-minute videos, 20-minute videos, 5-minute videos, anywhere in that whole range. It can have extremely long videos, it can have extremely short videos at the exact same time. But because of its nature of being a long form video platform, it is very, very good at nurturing. And obviously I've been talking about nurturing quite a bit, and I haven't actually explained what it is. So nurturing just basically means having people see your face as much as physically possible. And nurturing always comes down to something I like to call the 7-11-4 rule. So the 7-11-4 rule was actually something that Google did a study on, and Google found in that study that a prospect needs to consume 7 hours of your content across 11 different touch points across 4 different locations. Now the 7 hours of content parameter is pretty easily fulfilled depending on how long your average videos are. So if we take 20 minutes as an average video for jakeryan.closes, we can calculate that it's going to take about 21 YouTube long form videos to fulfill the 7 hours of content consumed. The second parameter is 11 different touch points, and this basically means separate videos or separate Instagram reels or separate TikToks, whatever it may be, just separate places where they see your face. And 4 different locations actually just means different locations, so different YouTube channels, different Instagrams, different TikToks, whatever it could be, different platforms, your landing page and your VSL, whatever it may be, which we're going to get into that landing page and VSL in a quick second. I got a ton of sauce lined up for you within this funnel as well, and we're going to break this down in full detail as well. And something that a lot of these people who explain the 7-11-4 rule don't talk about is that the 11 different touch points and the 7 hours of content consumed, those variables are very, very codependent. And so what do I mean by that? What I basically mean is that, let's say somebody consumes 50 to 100 of your touch points on Instagram, which is actually a pretty low number. A lot of people consume way more than this, hundreds of touch points on Instagram. That's just how Instagram rolls, and that's why you need a lot of content on Instagram to be very, very successful in the info space. But anyways, let's say they consume 50 to 100 of your touch points on Instagram. And let's say you have very, very long reels, and they're maybe 2 to 3 minutes long every singular reel. That is going to result in 300 minutes or about 5 hours of content consumed, right? Now, this still does not fulfill the parameter of 7 hours of content consumed previously, but the person who watched this 5 hours of content is way more likely to buy than the person who watched 7 hours of content across 11 different touch points. The reason is because they actually consumed all of this 5 hours of content across so many different touch points that they kept on being reminded multiple times of your face, and they saw it multiple times across different situations and different life cycles or different times in their life, which will result in them thinking that they know you better and have watched more of your content than they actually have. So for example, this person would maybe think they watched, instead of 5 hours, their brain in the subconscious might think they've already watched like 15 hours, because that's how effective touch points are at conversions and nurturing as well. So that's why I said Instagram has a little bit of nurturing, but of course YouTube is still the goat for nurturing. You want to make sure you always give as much watch time as physically possible, and of course these are averages, so a lot of people are going to take way more than this and a lot of people are going to take way less than this, so definitely take that with a grain of salt. But this is a really good number to shoot for, specifically 7 hours of content across 11 different touch points. Make sure that you can fulfill that on your YouTube and also your Instagram. And again, this is why these Instagram only funnels work so well, because they have so many touch points that people can consume all the time, because they post daily, multiple times a day. Even with Jake Ryan, he posts like 3-4 times every single day, which sounds insane, but it's pretty possible if you're just consistent with it. And of course, the 4 different locations parameter is also something that is going to be codependent on both of these variables. It's going to make the variables of touch points consumed and also hours of content consumed very, very easy to fulfill if you have your face in a lot of locations. This is why these cross-platform ads work really, really well. If you guys have seen these ads of Brez on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you may see them, wherever he's running those ads, they always remind you of Brez and keep him in the back of your mind, which makes you more familiar with Brez and makes you feel like you know him better just because you've seen him in more different places. This is going to result in you becoming comfortable with Brez and dropping your shoulders, which is going to in turn make you way, way, way more likely to buy Brez's product from him just because you feel so much more comfortable and easy around Brez. So for the actual specific content that he makes a lot of these in the dark with the backdrop of like the buildings, the skyscrapers and everything like that. Videos where he's explaining amorphous concepts like you need to be more delusional. God is showing you this video for a reason. He really likes this type of title where he's like, God is showing you this video for a reason, or God put us together for a reason. And he also has a lot of videos about his faith and Christianity as well. And of course, these videos are usually pretty short, around 5 to 20 minutes long, and yes, that's pretty short in the info space. Even 20 minutes long is a pretty short video. But of course, when he has these lifestyle videos, that's when he goes crazy with the length of the video. It's 52 minutes for just a singular lifestyle video, and these lifestyle videos are building a ton of authority because how else would he be able to afford his lifestyle unless he actually made 120k per month? Also, they have a ton of these small hints of him showing off his screenshots, showing off dashboards, showing that he actually is making all this money. And throughout these videos, he's also closing while they're going on. So he's showing that, oh, even though I'm living such a crazy life, I can still be closing while I'm on the go or in a car or whatever I'm doing, right? And that's basically just selling the audience on the business model that is remote sales. Every once in a while, he'll also do these case studies, 90k cash collected in 47 days as well. He's on pace to make 9k in his third month with high ticket sales. All these case studies building a ton of social proof, undeniable proof, because these people are real people that he's talking to at all times in all of these videos, and he posts them pretty regularly, like every few weeks, which is going to make people think that he's even more credible and has even more social proof than he actually does. Now, before I get into his YouTube VSL funnel, I'm actually going to go ahead and break down his second channel, which he actually does funnel you into. So as you can see, follow me on IG. After that, he's also going to have, like, check out my second channel. It's called Jake Ryan Talks. So as you can see, Jake Ryan Talks, 1.47k subscribers, so he's 10 times smaller on this channel. But this channel has a lot of these short videos that are just about his life, where he's talking to the camera, talking about a specific thing. For example, I made 30k at 20 years old, 48k in 48 hours. This also builds a ton of social proof, and it's also giving away a ton of value in each and every single video, where he gives away small tidbits instead of the stuff that he gives away in his longer videos as well. And again, the thumbnails are super raw and authentic, literally him holding the camera, just a clip from the YouTube video. There's nothing, no editing at all, and he doesn't even edit any of these videos with no cuts, nothing like that. And it's super raw and authentic, and it's also making his life easier because he does not need to keep on editing these videos. A lot of people say that, oh, unedited videos don't work for me or whatever. It's just that you're doing them wrong. You're probably fumbling your words. You're probably not talking fast enough. You're probably not understanding the pacing. So you need to go ahead and get that down, get that like absolutely dialed in. You're going to have to repeat it multiple days and times before you actually get good at doing this type of raw and authentic content. But it's going to save you so much time down the road and make you so much more money than your edited content ever will. And of course, I do help the people I work with transition from super edited, super high budget production videos into these super raw and authentic Miro board videos, help them make the Miro boards, all of that hand holding all the way so that they know exactly what to do. And of course, keep on giving them tidbits, support constantly at all times. Whenever they DM me, they get an answer right back about how to actually make good Miro board presentation videos and super raw and authentic videos to actually convert, along with literally everything that I'm breaking down within this funnel. That's basically everything that I help with. So go ahead and just click the first link down below if you're interested in that. But anyways, moving on to the second part of his funnel, which is his YouTube VSL funnel. So every single video that you click on, in the description of every single video from Jake Ryan, you're going to see learn what I do, follow me on IG, and here's the link to my other channel. As you can see, we followed the link to his other channel. We checked out his other channel. They came back to the main channel, and from the main channel, they're going to go into one of the videos. They're going to check out this first link, learn what I do. So once you press the learn what I do link, it's going to send you to this specific VSL. This VSL is going to be a 17-minute and 30-second VSL explaining everything about high ticket sales, how to get into high ticket sales, and it also gives a ton of small tidbits about how to make your closing better, how to make your sales better, which of course, if your audience is very unaware about high ticket sales or whatever industry you're in, which is exactly who Jake Ryan is selling to. In that situation, they're going to be overawed at the small tidbits that he's giving in this VSL. Of course, he's just telling you use binaries or use this tactic whenever they have this objection, and he's covering very, very basic stuff, but yet it's super unauthentic still again. And he's also, of course, made sure to give good CTAs as well as have a good flow throughout the entire VSL, and of course sell them on the business model. This is what Iman Gaji did, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen his old VSL about SMMA. I don't have it right now here, but I can literally pull it up. I'm pretty sure I can pull it up right now. As you can see right here, this is the exact video, 9.5 million views, and I'm pretty sure that is, how much is that? He apparently made, as he said, from Iman Gaji's own mouth, he made apparently $20 million off of a singular YouTube video, a singular VSL, and that's what Jake Ryan is actually trying to copy here. So he's actually trying to copy that same exact style, and a lot of people are doing this, but Jake Ryan is one of the few people that I've seen that has done this actually correctly. And the way you actually do this correctly and do it properly is by making sure to sell them on the business model in this entire VSL. Nobody cares about your course or your mentorship about closing if they don't even want to get into high ticket closing. So you need to build that little bit of a gap in between where they are right now and where they want to be, and then how you can bridge that with high ticket closing. After that, he has a main VSL, which is way shorter on the main page, which I will get into right now. As you can see, he has this main VSL on the main page that is going to sell them on his course and his mentorship itself, as well as selling them on high ticket closing even further. And it's super short. It's like 3 to 5 minutes long. Very, very easy to watch through. It's very short because he knows that his other VSL did almost all of the work on the YouTube. And again, his YouTube channel is going to be recommended much more and read much more on YouTube because he was able to extend the session watch time of every single video by having this video in the description. For some reason, he linked this exact same video again in the description of the VSL, which doesn't make any sense. I wish he had linked a separate video that he would want people to go to or something like that, so that his watch time would go ahead and skyrocket even further. Now again, I did cover the VSL, but for the actual title, transform your hustle into the one skill that actually rewards hard work. PS, watch this quick video and then schedule a demo call. Pretty bad title, I'm not even gonna lie. He could be increasing the conversion rate way further with a better title, but there's no urgency, there's no pain avoidance, there's nothing like that. A good example of a title would be, just off the top of my head, would be like how I went from smoking weed in my mom's basement to making $120,000 per month with a single business model. And then in the PS statement, you would say, without working for 12 hours a day, without starting a business, and without having my own established following. So that would be just literally off the top of my head, that would be a better headline than this one. But obviously that's up to his copywriter and should probably be improved. I'm not sure if he's doing this himself, but I'm pretty sure he probably hired somebody to do this. After this, you're going to see a quick type form submitting this information. I would obviously ask him to remove this first part. You just need to ask for the name in the first section of your type form. If you ask for phone number, last name, first name, people are going to dip right away. They're not going to fill out the type form. And you want to make sure that you at least get them hooked into the type form. Once they have that first few questions answered, that's when you ask them for your contact information, because they've already invested like 4 questions of their time into the actual type form, so they might as well go through with it. And there's also another thing where he linked me straight from the type form to another page to go book in a call on the Calendly, which is a big no-no. If you've seen my recent video, it's going to increase his form filled to booking rate by like 20% if he just integrated Calendly into his Typeform. And Typeform allows native integration into Calendly. Like, you could literally embed your Calendly form as the last question. It's very, very easy. So that's why Calendly is so good to be used. Because there's so much drop off from going from the Typeform into the Calendly, just because people, they think that the Typeform is done, and so now they're starting something new, so they don't feel like they've invested that much anymore. They just don't like going ahead and booking the call after they've already filled out the Typeform. That's going to result in a 20% boost in the form filled to booking rates. And yes, I've actually tested this with multiple of my clients, and it has some insane results. But of course, that was jakeryan.closes $120,000 per month sales funnel, broken down into the nitty gritty. If you have any ideas for future videos I should make, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. And of course, that includes funnel breakdown candidates. And of course, if you're a coach, consultant, or an agency owner who has a great idea for a coaching business, or already wants to start a coaching business, or already has started a coaching business, or you're even selling something else and you want to transition from that into info, and of course you have an established following, go ahead and check the first or second link down below where you can DM me on Instagram. We can go ahead and talk. It's not going to be some kind of setter or anything like that. It's just going to be me and you talking. If we feel like we're a good fit, we can go ahead and book in a call together. I'll give you a ton of sauce on that call. And from there, we can decide if we want to partner up or not. Either way, you're going to walk away with an absolute metric ton of value. So no holds barred, go ahead and go check it out. And of course, if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to watch another one of my videos, go ahead and check this one out right here because YouTube thinks that you'll like it. If you want to watch the whole funnel breakdowns playlist with upwards of $200,000 worth of sauce, you can check that out right here. And if you want to go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, which I would appreciate, go ahead and do that right here. Hoping to see you in this next video. Goodbye.